to let you know what a terrible person Senator Joe Manchin of West Virginia is. I mean, you have to hear it from the words of Stuart Varney from Fox Business itself. And Fox Business, well, suffice to say, Fox Business, as bad as the mainstream media is, and it's pretty damn bad. Fox Business is where the movement conservatism and all its vomit that you could just see right there, the Wellesley and elite just basically in your face that they have contempt for the poor and the middle class in this country. I mean, at least in other areas of the media, they even though they feel the same way, they try to hide it. Maybe the honesty factor, the toxic honesty, may be a weird way of respect. Even though I think that the people from Fox Business are absolute pieces of shit. And when Fox News decided to defend a Democrat, watch out. They love Joe Manchin. Here we go, and I'll explain in a moment.
The Biden strategy is clear. Throw everything out there right from the start. Huge tax increases, massive spending. Oh yeah, the Green New Deal. It's a far left agenda. Bernie Sanders finally gets his hands on the presidency. Hold on, please. Here comes Joe Manchin. He's a Democrat, but he's not a socialist. And he has just thrown Biden's socialist agenda into real doubt. Take heart, everyone. Senator Manchin says yes to the filibuster, keep it, and no to reconciliation. Okay, let's not get technical here. You know what that means. You cannot pass major legislation in the United States Senate without compromise. That's the bottom line here. The administration has to modify its radical proposals. Started already. President Biden says yes, he is open to compromise, to negotiate on corporate taxes. That's not going to be the end of it. Senator Manchin also opposes the left's proposed election law reform. And coming from West Virginia, no surprise, he's not wildly enthusiastic about the Green New Deal. Looks like Joe Manchin is more powerful than Joe Biden. I say good. Bernie Sanders and the woke brigade are trying to exercise far more power than the election actually gave them. They're trying to stick socialism down our throats. Good old Joe Manchin.
Okay, give me a moment here, and I will respond in kind. Let me get rid of this just in case it replays. Okay, there's a lot to go with this. For starters, Joe Biden is not far left. Must I keep repeating this over and over again? Joe Biden is not far left. And Bernie Sanders is not controlling the agenda. I'm going to repeat this once more. Joe Biden is not far left, and Bernie Sanders is not in control of Joe Biden. Not that I think that people should be in control, but if Joe Biden was being influenced by Bernie Sanders, we would have far better policies being implemented. There is absolute horse shit that's coming out of Stuart Varney's mouth. I mean, you know, that Joe Manchin is not a socialist. Well, no shit, you know. Neither is Joe Biden. And these proposals are not radical, far left. Stuart Varney, you're from the UK. The policies of Joe Biden is to the right of the political party that you would be a member of in the UK, the Conservatives. He is governing to the right of Boris Johnson, the Prime Minister of Great Britain, who is arguably Great Britain's Donald Trump. You know, there's a fact that he says that it glows in the fact that Joe Manchin is more powerful than Joe Biden. Well, I don't think that Joe Biden necessarily is opposed to the policies of Joe Manchin because that's Joe Biden all his life as a senator. He's been one of these people that kind of work with both sides. But let's play devil's advocate for a second, and let's say that Joe Manchin, is the obstacle to the radical Joe Biden agenda, quote unquote. I say fuck Joe Manchin. That's right, fuck Joe Manchin. You heard me. Fuck Joe Manchin. Fuck Joe Manchin. And the thing about it is, if the Democrats had any balls, they would go and kick him out of the Democratic caucus and just treat him like a nobody. I don't have a problem with him going into the Republican Party. I said the same thing about Kirsten Sinema yesterday, and I'm saying the same thing about Joe Manchin today. Let him go into the Republican Party. Get rid of him. Because right now, Mitch McConnell is still Senate Majority Leader by default with people like Kirsten Sinema and Joe Manchin. Get rid of them. Just go ahead and get rid of them. They're your enemy. Even the standard Democrats who are not super progressive and they're not exactly far right Democrats to the level of Joe Manchin and Kirsten Sinema. I'm talking about your cliche Democrats up there. The thing about it is, even with some of them, got to realize Joe Manchin is also your enemy. Kirsten and Sinema is also your enemy. Get rid of them. Get rid of them. Just absolutely just purge them out of the Democratic Party. If you're going to go and be an activist organization, get rid of Joe Manchin. Get rid of Kirsten Sinema. And there's several more Democrats. They're almost as awful as they are. Get rid of them. And if you don't, there's going to be a red wave taking place. So I don't care if they leave the Democratic Party. I'm not a Democrat, but I'm just saying I don't care if they leave the Democratic Party right now and the Senate goes temporarily back into Republican control. It wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter. These two Democrats vote with Mitch McConnell most of the time, more than they do Chuck Schumer. And I'm not defending Chuck Schumer. Chuck Schumer is a piece of shit. But the thing about it is that these two Democrats are an obstacle to progress. And for what little good that the Democrats can offer right now, they're an obstacle to it. I'm not talking about they're an obstacle to the Bernie Sanders agenda. They're an obstacle to what you expect from standard Democratic policies. And the thing about it is, we don't need Joe Manchin. Stop trying to appease Joe Manchin. Stop trying to appease Kirsten Sinema. And I find it funny that they forced the vote. Nobody ever says anything about them forcing the vote. But, oh my God, you YouTube commentator over there that nobody likes. Oh, yeah, he's saying force the vote. He's the problem. Not the conservative Democrats that are the obstacle to progress. But you're going to go and vilify a late jack-off night comedian that likes to smoke pot? That's the problem? And Joe Manchin and Kirsten Sinema is not the problem? They don't get to be called right-wing, but you're going to call some people out there on the left media calls them right wing for opposing war and trying to fight for Medicare for all. Oh, but they're right wing. No, we got to go and make peace with Joe Manchin and Kirsten Sinema and say pretty please as they spit on us. No. Fuck Joe Manchin and fuck Kirsten Sinema. They're your enemies. And if the corporate Democrat and your standard Democrats are too damn stupid to realize that, then they're the enemy too. If you like what you heard, press like and comment. If you disagree, we'll comment anyway. We'll have a conversation. Feel free to share the content on this channel. As a First Amendment absolutist, it's my duty to inform you to create your own platform and utilize it because we're the muckrakers of our time. Also, feel free to share the content. To subscribe, hit that notification bell. And until next time, I am America's social democracy, peace, and class struggle. And I want to say hello to Les Bones right now. And I will talk with everybody later on.